So, breaking news, hackers may have stolen the social security numbers of every American. Yes, I mean every American. So, let's get into it. Okay. So, as you can see right here, it says hackers may have stolen the social security numbers of every American. Here's how you can protect yourself. About 4 months after a notorious hacking group claimed to have stolen an extraordinary amount of sensitive personal information from a major data broker, a member of the group has reportedly released most of it for free on an online marketplace for stolen personal data. The breach, which includes social security numbers, and other sensitive data could power a raft of identity theft, fraud, and other crimes, said Teresa Murray, consumer watchdog director for the U.S. Public Information Research Group. If this is, in fact, pretty much the whole dossier on all of us, it certainly is much more concerning than prior breaches, Moray said in an interview. And if people weren't taking precautions in the past, which they should have been doing, this should be a five-alarm wake-up call for them. According to the class action lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the hacking group USDOD claimed in April to have stolen personal records of 2.9 billion people from national public data, which offers personal information to employers, private investigators, staffing agencies, and others doing background checks. The group offered in a forum for hackers to sell the data, which included records from the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom for 3.5 million, a cybersecurity expert said in a post on X. The lawsuit was reported by Bloomberg Law. Last week a purported member of USDOD identified only a Felice told the hacking forum that they were offering the full NPD database, according to a screenshot taken by Bleeping Computer. The information consists of about 2.7 billion records, each of which includes person's full name, address, date, birth, social security number, and phone number, along with alternative names and birth dates, police claim. Oh man, so basically they may have all of our information. Like they might even know where you stay at, they know your birth date, your address, your full name. They have every single thing. So I wonder, is there any type of way that we can get compensated for this if our information has been compromised? Now, it says the National Public Data didn't respond to a request for comment, nor has it formally notified people about the alleged breach. It has, however, been telling people who contacted it via email that we are aware of certain third party claims about consumer data and are investigating these issues. In that email, the company also said that it had purged the entire database as a whole of any and all entries, essentially opting everyone out. As a result, it said it has deleted any non public personal information about people, although it added we may be required to retain certain records to comply with legal obligations. Several news outlets that focus on cybersecurity have looked at portions of the data Felice offered and said they appear to be real people's actual information. If the leaked material is what it claims to be, here are some of the risks posed and the steps you can take to protect yourself. Now, y'all can go check this article out for yourself. I'm not going to read every single thing on it, but this is on the Los Angeles Times. And yeah, y'all can check this out for yourself. All y'all had to do is um, look it up. But yeah, that's crazy. So if my information is out there, and if any of our information is out there, which it most likely is, I want to know, is there any type of way we can get compensated for this? Because pertinent information like that is supposed to be stored in a safe place. And now, at this point, we're basically just all walking ducks. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is a big deal. And I don't see a lot of news outlets at this point really talking about this or spreading this information around. This just recently got out today, but from my knowledge, this happened some time ago. So yeah, just be on the lookout if y'all see anything strange with your account or anything, your bank statements or if you just see anything weird that's going on, anything that's in your name that's not supposed to be in your name, make sure y'all report it. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Now, I want to get into why this will be more common and this is going to start to become the new norm. So, as you know, we are currently in the digital age, and attacks like this are starting to become the new norm. So, with us progressing in technology and everything, we're going to have to progress in our safety measures as well because we use our personal information for everything. When we go online to buy stuff, we have to put in our address, we have to use our email address, we have to use our card numbers. So it's almost getting to the point to where it's not even safe to do anything online or just give your pertinent information anywhere because this is bound to happen. All the big name companies that we shop at, your Targets, your Walmarts, when we go to the hotels, your airlines, your hospitals, they are all at risk and they could all be targeted anytime and they can get a hold of our information. And as you've seen it, our information is pretty much already out there. So um, at this point, if our information is already out there and everybody has a hold of it, the only thing we can do is just take the safety measures to protect ourselves. But let's get into the video. I know y'all remember this. This happened back in October of last year. MGM Resorts, they ended up losing $100 million due to the cyber attack. And also they got a hold of people pertinent information as well. So let's get to it.
Good evening. It's been more than 3 weeks since MGM Resorts was hit with that massive cyber attack.
Now, as the company works to return to normal, it sent more information out today explaining what happened and detailing the steps it's taking to get back to normal.
8 News Now anchor Sasha Loftus joins us now live from the Las Vegas Strip tonight to explain.
Denise and Brian, those we spoke with here on the strips tonight say they're still seeing some issues at MGM properties. Now, this comes as the company sent that letter out to its customers today, acknowledging the hack and its efforts to work through it.
Just kind of frustrating.
It's been nearly a month since the MGM cyber attack heard around the world.
I heard they're having some issues.
And people on the Las Vegas Strip say they're still seeing some fallout.
Yeah, the lines were horrible. Yeah, it just took us so long to even be able to check in.
On Thursday, the company acknowledged the situation, sending this letter to customers and explaining more about what happened. According to a recent government filing, MGM Resorts cites a loss of about $100 million. They also warned that hackers got a hold of customers' personal information, including names, birthdays, and in a few cases, social security numbers.
I asked them for a confirmation email. And they said, we're not doing anything electronic.
And while the situation is said to be contained, some tell us they're still seeing issues with check ins, cancellations, and lost reservations.
I
Wow.
called them and called them and called them. We're getting off the plane going, where are we staying?
Regardless, those who made the trip say they're having a good time.
We wanted to switch hotels, but it is what it is.
Adding that recovery from something like this is a process for everyone.
They did what they could.
Now, MGM says any customer affected by this will get an email directly from them. They said this mainly applies to customers who were at MGM properties before March of 2019. They also said they will, of course, offer different resources, including different credit resources for those who were impacted by this hack. Reporting live on the Las Vegas Strip tonight, Sasha Loftus, 8 News Now.
And the company has also established a call center for those affected to get their questions answered. We have that number for you at the bottom of our screen and also on our website at 8newsnow.com. Good evening.
Okay, so yeah, now see there. That was back in October. Now, I don't know if this wasn't necessarily a hack, that's what we're being told. Now, this recently just happened, right? They said it was due to an update that the CEO did, and it basically affected everything. But okay, so let's get into it. Why are these rising cyber attacks becoming the new norm? So let's get into it. It says cyber rising cyber threats pose serious concerns for financial stability. Greater digitalization and heightened geopolitical tensions imply that risks of a cyber attack with system consequences has risen. Cyber attacks have more than doubled since the pandemic, while companies have historically suffered relatively modest direct losses from cyber attacks. Some have experienced a much heavier toll. U.S. credit reporting agencies, Equifax, for example, paid more than $1 billion in penalties after a major data breach in 2017 that affected about 150 million consumers. So the companies, whenever this happened, not only are the companies losing money, but they have to pay for it because uh, they are liable for people's pertinent information. As we show in chapter of the April 2024 Global Financial Stability Report, the risk of extreme losses from cyber incidents is increasing. Such losses could potentially cause funding problems for companies and even jeopardize their solvency. The size of these extreme losses has more than quadrupled since 2017 to 2.5 billion, and indirect losses like reputable damage or security upgrades are substantially higher. The financial sector is uniquely exposed to cyber risk. Financial firms, even the large amount of sensitive data and transactions they handle, are often targeted by criminals seeking to steal money or disrupt economic activity, right? So, and it's not even with the businesses, it's people personal lives is too, right? Just like I said, with the payment system and our job is down, people are not able to pay bills on time. So, and most people are living paycheck to paycheck. So this can hurt the everyday person as well, not just these big businesses. And not only that, they can get all these people, all the consumers' information, right? Which a lot of our information is pretty much already out there. So it says attacks on financial firms accounts for nearly one-fifth of the total, of which banks are the most exposed, of course. So this was back in 2017. Yup, and as you can see, the number went up to 2.5 billion. Number of malicious cyber incidents has went up as well. Incidents in the financial sector could threaten financial and economic stability if they erode confidence in the financial system, disrupt critical services, or cause spillovers to other institutions. For example, a severe incident at a financial institution could undermine trust and, in extreme cases, lead to market sell offs or runs on banks. Although no significant cyber runs have occurred thus far, or analysts suggest modest and somewhat persistent deposits outflows have occurred at smaller U.S. banks after a cyber attack. Cyber incidents that disrupt critical services like payment networks could also severely affect economic activity. And yeah, that's exactly what I just said. For example, a December attack at the Central Bank of Zota disrupted the national payment system, preventing transactions by domestic banks. And if somebody wanted to declare war, all they had to do was mess with the money. All they had to do is attack the money, attack these big banks, the consumers. They can also attack the hospitals as well. That will be detrimental to the patients. Another consideration is that financial firms increasingly rely on third party IT service providers and may do so even more with the emerging role of artificial intelligence. Such external providers can improve operational resilience, but also expose the financial industry to system-wide shocks. For example, a 2023 ransomware attack on a cloud IT service provider caused simultaneously outages at 60 U.S. credit unions, with the global financial system facing significant and growing cyber risks from increasing digitalization and geopolitical tensions, as shown in the chapter policies and governance frameworks that firms must keep pace. Because private incentives may be insufficient to address cyber risk, for example, firms may not fully account for system wide effects of incidents. Public intervention may be necessary. However, according to an IMF survey of central banks and supervisory authorities, cybersecurity policy frameworks, especially in emerging market and developing economies, often remain insufficient. For example, only about half of countries surveyed had a national financial sector focused cybersecurity strategy or dedicated cybersecurity regulations. So, with these banks, they have to have certain regulations in place. They have to use certain frameworks to make sure that they are complying with everything that's going on to make sure um, the consumer's data is safe. If they do not comply by these frameworks, they could most definitely be sued and hit even harder, than what they would have been. To strengthen resilience in the financial sector, authorities should develop an adequate national cybersecurity strategy accompanied by effective regulation and supervisory capacity that should encompass periodically assessing the cybersecurity landscape and identifying potential systemic risks from interconnectedness and concentrations, including from third party service, encouraging cyber maturity among financial sectors firms, including board level access to cybersecurity expertise, as supported by the chapter analysts, which suggests that better cyber related governance may reduce cyber risk. Prioritize, let's see. So basically, these are give they giving what steps that these businesses can take to reduce the cyber risk. So I'm not going to get into all that, but y'all get the gist of it, right? So with that being said, y'all take extra precautions. Y'all take extra steps to make sure that your information is safe. If you see anything suspicious, report it because yeah, all our information is out there. So yeah, y'all be safe out there. And I have more videos coming soon. So peace.